Hello and welcome to Piano Lessons Boulder. I'm Sarah Hager. Today we will take up Bach's Toccata in D minor. Most of my students associate this piece with Halloween, but actually a toccata is a brilliant technical display by an instrumentalist, and D minor is a very serious key in the Baroque and classical periods. That's because it is the tonic minor of D major, which was considered to be the key of aristocratic grace and elegance. For instance, Mozart wrote his coronation concerto in D major. So D minor is a very serious key because it's the tonic minor of the same key. For instance, talking again of D major, when Beethoven and Goethe were introduced to each other, they were both great admirers of each other. Beethoven always read Goethe's works, and Goethe loved the music of Beethoven. So they were introduced by Bettina von Arnim, who knew both of them, and they went for a walk. And the next day, Bettina asked Beethoven, she said, "Well, what did you think of Goethe?" And Beethoven said, is ganz in D-Dur. He is entirely in D major. And that is because Goethe was born an aristocrat and brought up to be, elegant and courteous and all of those good things. And as we know, Beethoven was exactly the opposite. So now we are in the key not of D major, but of D minor. And I'm going to play this on my trusty little cork keyboard digital piano, which is already 8 years old. Why do I have a digital piano? Because I live in an apartment building and volume can be controlled. One can also practice with headphones. But it has some advantages beyond that, and one of them it has a harpsichord stop. It has an organ sound. The only thing about the organ sound on this piano is that the bass is too soft. You see, the treble is all right, but the bass is way too soft. Whereas on a real organ, the bass would be extremely powerful. So, without further ado, I will just play the toccata through, and then in the second part of this video, we will have the tutorial. So here goes. This is the part of my videos that I am most nervous about in the performance. But here is the Toccata in D minor of Bach. I'm playing from the Alfred edition, volume 3, which is a very nice presentation. It does point out that this is not a simplification. All of the notes of the original are included. The only thing is Bach, of course, never wrote this for the harpsichord or the piano. A piano was an instrument he hardly knew, but for the organ. So this is, of course, a transcription. So that was the Toccata in D minor of Bach. What a noble and grand ending. And yet it is not an ending really, because it's followed by a sublime fugue with its peaceful theme. It's like the peace of God that passeth all understanding after the emotional storm of the Toccata, because in the Toccata we do find ourselves in the midst of a classical storm. First the lightning, then the thunder, and finally the pouring hail, and so on. So I would like to do a fairly detailed tutorial on this toccata in a separate video, which will be part 2 of the video tutorial on Bach's Toccata in D minor. So thank you for watching this video, and we will see each other very soon.